I hope I'm not the only one that's kind of weird about having different game cases and stuff on their collection. There have been so many revisions and just different types of video game cases in the gaming industry that I can say when it comes to us game collectors, it can be very annoying if it doesn't keep the same layout throughout the system's lifecycle. One type of game cases are the player's choice, or in this day and age, it can be referred by as either Nintendo Selects, Nintendo's cases, and the greatest hits made by Sony. Xbox, from what I can see, did away with this model back in the 360 days, but I do remember that back in the 360 days, it was known as the Platinum Hits. I don't really know if they even did anything for Xbox One or even now for the Xbox Series X, but I could be wrong. Whatever you want to refer to it, I have more of a disdain feelings with the player's choice model from the GameCube era, mainly because it was the day that Nintendo made me lose faith in humanity. I love the idea of a player's choice, mainly just because it's going to be an actual big game that will be hit with a pretty hefty price cut, but when it affects the cover of a game, or worse, the spine, now we have a problem. As a collector, I love seeing my games all neat in a shelf sharing the same design on the spine, but sadly we can't get exactly what we want. Nintendo is one of those companies, especially when it comes to their Mario games during the 3DS and Wii U era, that they liked making the cases red to represent Mario, but when your other game cases have been white or blue, it really sticks out. New Super Luigi U is another game on the Wii U that, for that case, they opted in to have a green case to celebrate Mr. Player 2. Now, the Wii U and 3DS era wasn't the first to do this. In fact, the original NES had gold game cartridges for the Legend of Zelda games, and during the Nintendo 64, they had gold for the Legend of Zelda again, but yellow for Donkey Kong 64, and really other types of colors too. I remember seeing a blue one. I don't remember what game it was for, but I know there was a blue one for one. Nintendo, I feel like, are the ones that just really like to annoy collectors. Not to say that Sony and Xbox don't feel the same way. Sony had 3 revisions of game cases for the PS3. That's right, 3. There was the original game case that had the PlayStation 3 logo on the left side representing the Spider-Man font. Then there was the better revision, in my opinion, where they moved the PS3 logo to the top. And finally, the same one that we had the last one, but having a blue background more in line to match the PS4 cases at the end of the PS3's life cycle. It was a very weird time for Sony for some reason. Xbox had the weird silver / platinum looking cases to signify their player's choice games, and those ones, man, all I can really say is that I am so sorry to Xbox collectors, because I'm not myself an Xbox collector. At least I haven't gone to collect for Xbox games as of yet. But man, those cases, once I get to them, and if I do get some of those, they're very, very ugly. They even had different Platinum Hits covers where on the spine, some were light grayish versions, and then the other ones were having a little bit of a normal darker gray color. I believe this is more so during the Xbox 360 kind of life cycle. I know for the original Xbox, they kind of had a more kind of matte plastic kind of look to them for some weird reason for the OG Xbox, but it was just annoying nonetheless. Going back to Nintendo real quick here, what I do also want to mention, when Nintendo changed their logo from going with an all gray Nintendo logo during the 3DS era, and I guess you can say at the beginning of the Nintendo Switch era, they changed it to it being a red square containing the white Nintendo logo, and trust me, that shit sticks out. I have games like Metroid Samus Returns and many other kind of late 3DS games that have that, oh my god, that bad logo. Or not, it's not a bad logo, but it sticks out, okay? It just hurts my brain and I hate it, okay? I don't know why they didn't just leave it and changed it once they were done making 3DS games and were all in for the Nintendo Switch, but hey, you know, I guess since the Switch came out and it became a big thing, they just had to rebrand, I guess. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video talking about my biggest pet peeve when it comes to collecting, and that is game cases not matching. Yeah, I know, I am probably the only weirdo that is like that. If any of you guys are the exact same way, let me know in the comment section down below. But I kind of wanted to make this video because I recently bought Super Mario Maker on the Nintendo 3DS, and it made me realize that that game has a red box, and now I have a red stain on my shelf. Thanks, Nintendo.